Okay, hello everyone. I'm Ruby Aver. I teach Tai Chi and Qigong. And today I'll give you a little intro, some background information, and what makes this work a little different than what you might have experienced in this area, if you have any experience in this area. Um, so to begin with, if this is totally new and unfamiliar and otherwise, just to give a perspective about Tai Chi and Qigong and what that means um, and what we assume it means. So generally people think Tai Chi, they think of what you see in the park, people moving slowly, doing these flowy movements and a sequence, a form. That's actually called Tai Chi Chuan, which is fist form. But Tai Chi is a philosophy. So that's the big umbrella. Tai Chi is the harmony of yin and yang. And underneath the principles of Tai Chi, there's divisions like Qigong, the art of moving our Qi, moving our energy. There's health factors, there's martial art disciplines, and further philosophy and philosophical studies. So Tai Chi is a very big umbrella, much wider than we usually think. So personally, I teach Tai Chi Chuan, the form, and I teach Qigong, and I focus deeply in the Qigong class on the Tai Chi principles, and in the form class, the principles which I'll introduce today, those I apply to the Tai Chi form, which are really essential. Otherwise, we're just doing sort of flowy movements and not embodying the benefits mentally, philosophically, and physically. So what I think I'll do today is take you through a few basic warm-up exercises. You can join in or watch. I'll probably keep them briefer than I would in my weekly classes. They're a bit more extended. We take our time. But just as an introduction to give you a feel for this work. So we'll start in the horse stance. That's feet parallel, either hip or shoulder width. And the point is not precision work. So if one foot floats open a bit, or you have to be in between hip and shoulder, that's fine. The whole point is to find a stance where we can deeply relax. Without deeply relaxing and letting go, we don't get the benefits of Tai Chi, Chuan, Qigong. We don't get the benefits of any of that movement in a deep fashion. It becomes more superficial. In order to get the benefit, we want to find a posture where we can deeply relax and let go. So emptying is the most important focus. If you notice, when we exhale, if we want to exhale slowly and deeply, we have to think about it. The inhale will happen naturally. So in this art form, we really focus on release work, exhalation, letting go. So first, let's take that horse stance where you're comfortable enough, and you can close your eyes if you like. I will tell you when the standing meditation is over, and then you can open your eyes. So hanging suspended from our crown with a heavy pelvic bowl, feet spreading wide and open, and heavy hands as if your hands have become two bowling balls. The heavier the hands, the more release you get in the shoulders. Returning to the crown, we can picture a fresh waterfall pouring over the back of the head and neck, over the shoulders and through the arms and out of the 10 fingertips. The upper back washes over the mid back. The mid-back washes over the lower back. Returning to the crown, we can picture the waterfall pouring over the forehead and between the eyes, creating space between the eyes and eyebrows. The eyes wash over the cheeks pouring over the jaw, releasing the jaw. The jaw pours over the throat, softening and opening the throat. The throat washes over the sternum, releasing any armoring, softening and opening the heart. The heart cascades over the middle organs, liver, stomach, spleen, pancreas, release. They hang like laundry on a line, ebbing and flowing with inhalation and exhalation. Any tension that's collected in the pelvic bowl streams through our thighs and calves and out of the bottom of our foot soles, deep to the middle of the earth to be recycled. We blink with our eyes coming out of the meditation. Feel how the upper bodies become freer and lighter. Shake out any tension that remains in the legs. So this standing meditation, I usually take it a bit slower, but because we're filming and this is more of an introduction to the work, you may feel a bit rushed with the visualizations. I don't take it too much slower so it doesn't get too heavy for the legs. But this release allows uh, our weight to drop into our feet, and the byproduct is improved balance. So I don't focus on balancing, I focus on release, natural alignment, and the result is the balance noticeably improves. So the goals are quite different, maybe a little back to front for, in your mind, but that's um, the nice complementary factor is bringing this Eastern thought, Eastern philosophy, and embodying that. It gives us more of a holistic thinking. So returning to this horse stance, you keep your eyes open, heavy hands again hanging suspended from the crown, shoulders riding over the hips. So our legs carry us. We don't have to hold ourselves up. The heavy hands release the shoulders. We can picture roots growing deep and wide out of the bottom of our foot soles. So with your eyes open, with inhalation up through the roots, the knees straighten a bit. With exhalation, the knees bend. This is called the wave. Inhale, filling energy. Exhale, emptying. And I breathe just to below the belly button. So I'm not taking that breath back up into the shoulders, just a wave between the belly button, that's called the dantian, and out of the bottom of the foot soles. With the next inhalation, wrists floating up, elbows dangling down. With exhalation, fingertips painting the air. Inhale, fresh energy rising. Exhale, old energy sinking. This is called the wave, filling and emptying. Inhalation. With exhalation, it's like a parachute landing or floating on clouds until we release and shake the legs out. So all movements in Tai Chi are based on this wave, hopefully. So when you learn these principles, and then you can eventually, if you like, you can learn Tai Chi form, or you can stay with the more simple Qi Kung practice. But even in Tai Chi form, you can see a wave filling and emptying, rising, sinking, form, releasing form. So that same wave, as if on an ocean, carries us through the whole practice, no matter how many years we practice. I've been practicing 35 years, teaching 30 years. My teacher was Jihan Tung, and his teacher, great Grandmaster William C.C. Chen, and his teacher was the Professor Chengman Ching, so top of the lineage. And it's beautiful, beautiful work, very creative. Okay. So continuing with our warm-up practice, although the most important practice, having practiced 35 years, the most important practice is this wave. So even if that's all that you do once a day, that's so helpful and beneficial. The next practice is called the opening, and the image is mist rising, clouds parting, rain falling. And there's a wave of mist rising, clouds parting, rain falling. So we push into our foot soles, melt the shoulders, the hips open the chest, and the arms like a feather descend. And the last one, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, exhale. So, it may be a tall order. I'm just throwing all kinds of information out. It is a lot at once. So just let it wash over you, not trying to retain or learn something. In my weekly classes, that cumulatively it just becomes familiar. And the breathing, if that's too complicated, you can leave that be, because I understand there's all this new movement. So if you just want to jump in and play with it or watch, either way is fine. From there, we'll get connecting heaven and earth. So my palms are connecting to the sky and the ground, and then establishing my center line, my vertical axis. Inhalation filling, exhalation emptying. My shoulders are melting as my hands float up as well. So we don't have to worry about putting shoulders down later. If the shoulder melts with the movement, it'll just move as it needs to, but not unnecessarily. Filling and emptying. Parting seas and emptying. Pushing into the foot soles. Inhale. Exhale. It's like a balloon. When the balloon fills with air, there's a shape, and when it empties, the shape dissipates. Okay. Shaking the legs out, releasing any tension. We'll do more movement later, but for now, just these standing warm-ups. We have fireworks, soft shoulders, and tuck-a-tuck-a-tuck, like the fireworks coming down. This is discharging, pushing into my foot soles, discharging old energy, discharging with the upward. And then we'll invert the movement, embrace cosmos, relax face, throat, chest, stomach. Embrace cosmos. So nice out here. Face, throat, chest, and stomach. Gathering fresh energy and bringing it along our center line. And shaking our legs out. This one is a little tricky, but I'll just show it to you, and then we'll do some self-massage. With inhalation, I turn on my, let's see, I'm going to turn toward my heel, because I don't know if you're on your right or left leg. Rolling down, rolling up, and back to the center. Inhale and turn. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale and turn. Exhale. So you may be, if you're mirroring me, you're standing on your right, rolling over your left leg, rolling back up and recover. This is the kidney meridian, which meridians, the energy pathways along the back of the leg and along the back as well. And we'll shake the legs out. Self-massage, using the meridians and acupoints that some of you may be familiar with if you've been to acupuncture. So, you know, acupuncture, typically you'll go maybe once a month, maybe a little more frequently or less. But you can liken Qigong to brushing teeth. So maybe we go twice a year to get our teeth cleaned, but it doesn't mean in between we don't brush our teeth. So if we go sporadically for acupuncture, in between, traditionally, you would do Qigong, this self-massage, and these exercises. So these are for maintenance, like brushing teeth. We're going to go up the inside of the legs, that's liver, spleen, and down the outside, gallbladder meridian. Up, just tapping, and down, up the inside, down the outside. Third one's the charm. Rolling up, pushing into the feet, and with a nice loose wrist, or you can tap along the soft part of the arm, up the inside, down the outside. You can inhale if you like, and exhale here. Not critical, the breath, if it's too much information. So I'm giving more information from those of you who are familiar with this work, just to go a little deeper. So don't worry about learning all of this or remembering, it's not critical. Well, maybe I'll go this way. So the intestines, by massaging our intestines, this is the ascending colon traverse descending, the large intestine, that increases circulation, which increases oxygenation and absorption, digestion. So our organs, internal organs, work so hard for us. It's really good to help them out on a regular basis. And this self-massage, we can do 3 times around the large intestine, around this belly button, small intestine, also 3 times. Then very lightly on the kidneys and the gallbladder point. So the kidneys, just lightly, and the gallbladder point you can be a little more intense with. So that light drumming on the kidneys, that releases sediment and can prevent kidney stones as well as helping the resilience and the function of the kidneys. Upper lung, so upper lung, this helps oxygenate. And the thymus, tapping the thymus gland, we can sort of thank it for, it's responsible in a large part for our immune system and producing T cells. So by tapping it, it's also like, thank you for letting me be well today. Lymph, just under the armpit. And then we can do lightly on our head, going from forehead to back of the neck. That's kidney or bladder meridian. Those organs are paired together, obviously. And around the ears, gallbladder. So this tapping on the head also helps for the midbrain, or if we have stagnated thought patterns, we can tap. A lot of this we'll naturally do, like we'll do these kind of things, right? So this energy work, it's really not so mysterious. If we break it down, we find that we are naturally intuitively doing some of this anyway. Okay, then we're going to shake out our energy and our internal organs. Back in the day, before we were humans walking upright, our internal organs would hang and sway, right? So anyway, they would hang and sway, and they would get a natural massage. Then we stand up, and they're stacked on top of each other. So they get overheated, maybe especially in the summer, the liver and anger situations, emotional situations can arise. Um, and throughout our life, because we're not dangling our internal organs and releasing them, um, then the fascia around the internal organs gets tight. So we want to have this released, these internal organs. And this is a really good massage for that. We're going to bounce like a puppet on a string. And the fingertips, you want to pretend that they're hitting the earth. And then I exhale. Just really nice and jolly, like Santa Claus a bit here. And then forward is particularly good for releasing heat along the liver meridians. Should feel nice and refreshed. After this, usually people are smiling. So it's either because you've had a great release or because we all look funny doing it. I'm not sure. So this next exercise, moving sideways. But first I'll show you the movement standing still, waving hands like a cloud. So the names of the movements are also poetic. Sounds like we have monkeys. We do. Um, but what happens when I embrace the cloud, I don't move the hands. Big principle in Tai Chi is unification. I'm just turning my hips. And then the cloud dissipates and disappears. With the inhalation, the cloud appears, turning my hips, passes me by, dissipates, and disappears. And we can step out and step together. And there's this nice wave, stepping out. That image of the clouds is so helpful because we see them and then all of a sudden what we saw isn't there anymore, which goes hand in hand with the philosophy. Now we'll move to the other side. There's a fresh wave, the inhalation and exhalation. So you can do this very, very slow, but you don't want to go so deep through your knees. I'm going a bit deep just so you can see what I'm doing. But you don't need to go deep through your knees, especially if they're tender. So that's another example of some of the movement that we can enjoy that's taken from the Tai Chi form. Maybe before we finish, we'll do the infinity symbol. We can do it opening. There's the loop. The infinity symbol, it's a number 8 parallel to the ground. So if I'm moving forward, you can see I'm opening with the infinity symbol. And then if I'm closing, I do the loop first. So we can move forward and backward. So that's kind of a sampling. This is not really an instructional video as much as sort of a smattering, a sampling of some of the work that I'm sharing in my classes. Let's take a closing. So we'll embrace the tree, hanging suspended from our crown, feet spreading wide and open like two big bear's paws. And we can picture roots growing deep and wide to the middle of the earth. With inhalation, the tree trunk expands. With exhalation, releases. with inhalation filling and exhalation emptying. Fresh chi, energy rising, old energy sinking. And 3 exhalations, inhaling to just underneath your chest, settling your energy down like putting a baby to sleep. Inhale, filling. Exhale, emptying. And last exhalation on the way down. So I think that's plenty of a smattering of tastes of what goes on in my weekly classes, Tuesday to Thursdays, 5 to 6 here in Housatonic. Here in my yard, I've quite a lot of space, so you're welcome to join us. And when there's poor weather, then we're in the Husi Dome in the large basketball court, plenty of room also. You can reach me at Ruby Aver at RDAVER, the number 2, at gmail.com, my email. I have a Facebook page, Moving with Change Facebook page. I call this amalgam of work that I've created Moving with Change. It is authentic Tai Chi and Qigong, and I tailor make it to the group that is there that day. So it is also possible to do drop-in classes. Just please notify me in advance. And thank you very much.